Have you ever wondered, what if everything you know about solo leveling is only half the truth? Millions of people watch the anime, millions more read the manhwa, but hidden throughout the story are mysteries that almost nobody talks about. Some were hidden in plain sight, some were never explained, and others completely changed the way you see Sung Jinwoo. Today, we're diving into the darkest mysteries of solo leveling. These aren't just random facts, these are secrets buried deep inside the story. And trust me, the final mystery in this series is one that even hardcore fans still debate today. So, let's begin. The very first mystery starts long before Sung Jinwoo became the Shadow Monarch. Most people believe everything happened because of luck. The weakest hunter entered the double dungeon, survived, accepted the system, and became the strongest. Simple, right? Not exactly. If you really think about it, thousands of hunters entered gates every single day. Many of them were stronger, smarter, more experienced. So why Jinwoo? Why did the system appear to the weakest hunter alive? Was it really random? Or had someone been watching him for much longer? The anime never gives a direct answer, but there are clues, very small clues. Ashbourne wasn't searching for power. He already possessed enough power to destroy monarchs. He wasn't searching for intelligence. He wasn't searching for talent. He was searching for someone who could endure absolute despair without giving up. Inside the double dungeon, everyone wanted to escape. Everyone wanted to survive. But Jinwoo stayed behind. He believed sacrificing himself was the only way the others could live. That decision wasn't made because he was powerful. It was made because of his character, and that may have been the exact reason Ashbourne chose him. Not because he was the weakest, but because he refused to abandon others, even when death was standing right in front of him. Which raises another terrifying question. If Ashbourne had already chosen Jinwoo, was the double dungeon actually a test, or was it something much darker? Something planned from the very beginning? And if that's true, who created the test? Because the answer might completely change everything you know about the system. Let's move to the next mystery. Before we reveal the next mystery, think about this. What if the system was never designed to make Sung Jinwoo stronger? What if its real purpose was something completely different? Mystery number 2. Who actually created the system? Most fans believe the system simply appeared out of nowhere. But that's impossible. Every quest, every notification, every level, every reward, someone had to create all of it. The anime never tells us exactly how it was built. Instead, it quietly hides the answer. The system wasn't a random source of power. It was a tool, a carefully designed machine created to prepare one single person. Not thousands of hunters, not every human, only one, Sung Jinwoo. Think about every quest the system gave him. None of them were random. Every battle, every punishment, every impossible mission forced him to become stronger than he was yesterday. Even the terrifying penalty zone wasn't created to torture him. It existed so he would never stop moving forward. The system didn't care if he suffered. It only cared that he survived, because someone was waiting for the moment he became strong enough. Which brings us to another mystery. If the system was created only for Jinwoo, why couldn't another hunter receive it? There were S-rank hunters, national level hunters, people far stronger than Jinwoo at the beginning, yet none of them were chosen, almost as if they were never candidates in the first place. And that's where things become truly terrifying. Because if Jinwoo wasn't chosen for his strength, then what exactly made him different? Mystery number 3. Was Ashbourne secretly watching Jinwoo long before the double dungeon? This question has divided fans for years. Some believe Ashbourne first saw Jinwoo inside the temple. Others believe something much darker, that Ashbourne had already been observing him long before that day. Think about Jinwoo's life. He survived countless raids that should have killed him. Again, and again, and again. Every time, he somehow escaped death. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe someone had already decided that Jinwoo's story couldn't end yet. Because if he died too early, the Shadow Monarch would never find his successor. And once you notice that possibility, the entire beginning of solo leveling feels completely different. But the next mystery might be the darkest one yet. But before we continue, there's one question almost nobody asks. If Sung Jinwoo became the Shadow Monarch, what happened to Ashbourne? Did he disappear? Or is the truth much darker? Mystery number 4. Did Ashbourne actually die? Most fans believe that after Jinwoo inherited the Shadow Monarch's power, Ashbourne simply vanished forever. But that's not exactly what happened. Ashbourne never wanted to control Jinwoo. He wanted someone worthy enough to replace him. Throughout history, Ashbourne had witnessed countless wars, countless betrayals, and countless deaths. Eventually, he realized something. No matter how powerful he became, this endless war would never truly end. So instead of searching for another weapon, he searched for a successor, someone who could make better decisions than he ever could, someone who still understood what it meant to be human. That person was Sung Jinwoo. This is why Ashbourne never forced Jinwoo to obey him. Every challenge, every quest, every battle was simply another step toward proving that Jinwoo deserved the power. In the end, Ashbourne didn't lose. He chose to let go, and that's what makes him different from every other monarch. Mystery number 5. Why is Baru completely different from every other shadow soldier? At first, Baru seems like another loyal shadow. He follows orders. He fights for Jinwoo. He protects his king. But if you pay close attention, you'll notice something strange. Baru has emotions. He gets excited before battle. He becomes curious. He even shows respect toward people Jinwoo cares about. None of the ordinary shadow soldiers behave like that. Igris remains calm. Iron barely speaks. Tank acts mostly on instinct. But Baru feels almost alive. Some fans believe this is because Baru was already an intelligent creature before becoming a shadow. Others believe Ashbourne intentionally allowed powerful shadows to keep fragments of their personalities. The anime never confirms either theory, which means Baru's true nature is still one of solo leveling's biggest mysteries. And honestly, that might explain why he's one of the most beloved characters in the entire series. But here's where everything becomes even darker. If Baru kept part of his original self, then what about the other shadow soldiers? How many of them still remember their past lives without ever saying a single word? That's the mystery we'll uncover next. Before we reveal the next mystery, there's something almost every solo leveling fan completely overlooks. Every shadow soldier follows Sung Jinwoo without hesitation. But do they actually have a choice? Mystery number 6. Do shadow soldiers still remember who they once were? At first, the answer seems obvious. They're dead. They're shadows. Their old lives are gone forever. But the deeper you look, the more confusing it becomes. Take Igris, for example. The moment he became one of Jinwoo's shadows, he immediately bowed before his new king. But why? Was it simply because of the Shadow Monarch's power? Or did Igris recognize something inside Jinwoo that reminded him of Ashbourne? No one knows for sure. The anime never explains it, but Igris continues acting differently from every other shadow soldier. He doesn't just follow orders. He shows honor, respect, pride. Almost like a knight who still remembers the code he lived by before death. And then there's Baru. Baru jokes. He gets excited. He even changes the way he speaks depending on who he's talking to. That's not normal. Not for someone who's supposed to be nothing more than a shadow. Which raises a terrifying possibility. Maybe shadow soldiers never completely lose themselves. Maybe, deep inside, a small part of the person they once were is still alive, watching, waiting, unable to speak. Mystery number 7. Why did the system suddenly disappear? After everything Jinwoo went through, after hundreds of quests, countless level-ups, and impossible battles, the system simply vanished. No final warning, no goodbye, nothing. Most fans accepted it without asking questions. But think about it. Why would something so powerful disappear overnight? The answer is surprisingly simple, because the system was never Jinwoo's power. It was only his training. Once Jinwoo inherited Ashbourne's true strength, levels became meaningless. Experience points became meaningless. Daily quests became meaningless. The training was finally over. The system had completed its only mission, to create the perfect Shadow Monarch. And once that mission ended, it had no reason to exist anymore. But if the system disappeared, who was truly controlling it from the shadows? And could something even more powerful still exist beyond everything we've seen? We'll uncover that mystery next.